Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome along. It's episode number 10 of my Football Manager 2020 YouTube video game series. I'm Tony, it's the Return of Kaiserslautern. I hope you've been enjoying the videos so far. If you have, then you will know we are Bundesliga 3 champions, and this right now is pre-season transfer window. We're getting set for Bundesliga 2. The previous video, which I hope you've gone and had a watch of, is a squad breakdown of everybody we've got in our books, all the way down to the youth system, and we're looking at who we're going to keep, what areas we need to strengthen. Hopefully some of that will be addressed in this video. You will also see from the title, there's a spoiler alert, we have made, quite frankly, and I don't know how we've done it, but we have made a major signing in this episode. There's the hashtag already there, hashtag welcome Isaac. The opportunity came, we couldn't turn it down. He's on the books now. Kaiserslautern have really made a statement in this video, and I hope you do enjoy it. I hope you are enjoying the series. If you do like the videos, please do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, turn those notifications on, and you'll get an update as to when a video drops. And obviously any feedback, comments below, I do reply to all the comments that are in there. There was a comment about a couple of technical issues on the last couple of videos. I hope those have been addressed. If they haven't, please let me know again, and I'll do a bit more digging. But I do appreciate any feedback we've got. So I'm going to stop talking. You guys can enjoy the video, and we'll basically say hashtag welcome Isaac. And here we are, guys. It's pre-season now. Bundesliga 2 fixtures are out. We start the season travelling to Darmstadt. Then our first home game in the second division is at home to Dynamo Dresden. Then Paderborn. Then Würzburg, who came up with us at our ground as well. And then our final away game. So we've got 2 away games in the first 5 matches. Early expectation of the season. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. I think we've got a challenge ahead. I think it's going to be difficult. I don't think it's going to be as easy as when we ran away with Bundesliga 3. As you saw in the previous video, actually, let me just address this. A home tie against Schalke in the German Cup as well. If you've seen I think it was episode 3, where we played against Wolfsburg in the Cup, we have a bit of a pedigree against teams in the Bundesliga, and we tend to be quite exciting. Expectations are avoid relegation, clearly. Second round of the Cup, well, we'll see about that. Transfer budget of 1.5 million and a wage budget of around 140,000, which we are under at the minute. And, of course, finances don't look too bad, to be honest. As I say, previous video was a breakdown of every player we've got on the books at the minute, who we're going to keep, what areas we want to improve. This video is obviously transfer window, so there will be a few players that we'll look at. Some we might have a look at, a little bit more of a look at, and sort of start to make inquiries, get players in on trial, make bids, maybe make some loans. Some players will just ditch out completely. This guy, Carstens, looks pretty good, 21-year-old centre-half. Defence, obviously something that I needed to improve upon last year, and will certainly need to improve upon this year as well, as we take that step up, because there's some really good teams in Bundesliga 2. So defence is going to be my priority, and we said, probably attack, because we got question mark over Bjarnason, the Iceman. Is he going to cut it in the division above? There's a lot of expectation on his shoulders, so we'll see. Midfield, maybe not so much going to be looking at in terms of central midfield, because obviously we like the 3 of Chifchi, Bergman and Bachmann. And goalkeepers, I know I'm having a quick look here, maybe bring this guy in as a trial, but goalkeepers, I think Grill maybe earned his chance as number 1, because, he didn't really have a lot to do last year, but if a goalkeeper comes up again, we'll maybe have a little think and go from there. So right back, there's an issue with right back in that Dominic Schad's is generating a bit of interest, so he might need replacing. This guy I really like the look of. This is Aaron Apoku. He's outside of our budget though. He's like 10 grand a week or whatever, but I think he's a really good player, and I think he's someone we're going to keep our eyes on in the future. We may revisit, we don't know, but 21 years old, plays predominantly on the left side, but can of course play right as well. Probably a little bit better than Florent Pick at the minute, but potential, they're roughly the same. So he might be someone we look back at again. Lucas May. We'll talk about him because I think he's my prime centre-half target that I'm going to try and get this summer. He played for Bayern Munich too, so we played against him last year. He does look a really strong player. In fact, he's even recommended to be a potential of a Bundesliga centre-half in the future. So I think him and Kevin Krause would be really, really strong, really commanding. We do have Ambrosius as well, still on loan. I know there was maybe a question about whether that was a 1-year loan or a 2-year loan. We've actually got him on a 2-year loan, so he's in the mix. But I think Lucas May and Kevin Krause, that's a really strong centre-half partnership. So let's get him in on trial, have a bit of a closer look at him, and then see if we can make something happen. I know I said midfield is not going to be someone I really sort of look to improve upon, but Park Yi-young, I like the look of him. I know he's a little bit outside of our age. He's 25. We kind of want to try and get 23, 24s. But, you sort of got to look around and see what's what. But I don't really think that we need to really improve our centre midfielders, to be honest, because I think Chifchi, Backman and Bergman, as I said, had a wonderful season last year. All three of them were the players of the seasons. Not necessarily in that order, but now Chifchi's coming for a new deal, and I think he's earned it. He's completely earned it. It would be unfair of me to say, right, you three ran the show last year, we're going to get to Bundesliga 2, and then out you go, out the door the first chance we've got. But these guys have earned the opportunity, so if he wants a new contract, yeah, cool, give him a new contract. I'm happy for him to stay for another year, 2 years, whatever he wants. Well, not whatever he wants, but we do need to kind of be sensible with the wages. 7.5, that's going to be towards the top end of what we're going to be paying, I think, this year. But 3-year deal's interesting though, so I'll take that. If he's happy with a 3-year deal, then I'm happy with a 3-year deal. That release clause is about what, £3 million? Alright, well, okay, they're not fussed about having a £3 million release clause. Understandable. Maybe try and get those wages down a tiny bit. I mean, he's worth it. I feel quite bad sort of knocking the wages down, but I also think that we're going to end up paying a little bit more for some players than we would last season. So where we're getting a player on maybe £3,000 last season, they're now going to want £4,000 or £5,000. So that all adds up. So I can't really go and just keep adding a couple of grand to everyone's wages. Players that are wanted, Carlos Sickinger, we said, was probably on the fence last year anyway. Couldn't really see whether he's going to fit in or not. Lucas Gottwald, after the last appearance he made at the end of the season, I'm amazed anybody's interested in him. But you never know. As I said, Dominic Schad, a lot of interest, and I don't particularly want to sell him because it means I've now got to start really looking for a right back, and that's going to be very time dependent. We don't have another good right back in the system. We've got another youngster, but we haven't got a good right back. Chifchi's signed his deal, so I'm very happy about that. That's just a nice bit of consistency, I think, going into the season. I like this little window here, the Bundesliga transfer rumours. So linking us with players that either I've never looked at or would never consider. This guy, however, has popped up here. He looks alright, doesn't he? Lucas Wind. 4.3 million. Well, we're clearly not going to buy him, but he is available for loan. Now, again, we said the Iceman, we don't want to put a lot of pressure on him. 13 in 19, that's pretty decent, isn't it? That's a good return, but is it going to cost us? And how much is it going to cost us? That's the thing. Even on a loan, I can't see him coming in cheap. But he does seem very good. He seems a very good player, actually. Finn Becker, again, I can't really see you being interested in us, or vice versa, because your current value is 2.5 million, so you're out of our thinking, and so is Marvin Melheim, 2.1 million. I mean, not to say that these two aren't good players, because they are very good players, but they're not players that we can afford at any point in the near future. So we may have to sack that off. Kevin Volz, we will probably... I mean, it looks fine, but 30-year-old doesn't really fit what I'm looking for. Theodore Selassie, again, 33, doesn't quite fit what I'm looking for. Marcus Meyerhofer, 24. He doesn't look too bad, does he? I suppose if Shad went, I mean, he's a little bit worse. If Shad went, he's not the worst replacement, I think. So I'll have a think about him. Now, you might remember Lucas Spelvis. If you do remember him, he was a player who's played probably about 17 minutes worth of football in 3 years. Constantly injured. Managed to somehow sell him to Nîmes for £1 million. And believe it or not, the supporters are really angry about that. Football fans, you can never please them. We've brought money in for a player who never played. And they're going, oh, I can't believe you sold him, like... he's gone. He's gone now. This fella, however, looks brilliant. Maximilian Vitek. He is unfortunately outside of our wages structure. There's no way we're going to be able to pay the money that he's after. But he looks good, doesn't he? 24-year-old again, just at the top of that age bracket that I was looking to buy in for. But you'd maybe make a slight exception for a player like that because he's very good indeed. Along with this lad, by the looks of it, Raphael Framberger. Again, not listed for loan or transfer, so probably not someone we're going to be able to do anything about, but looks good. Looks good. $6,000. That's a lot, innit? $6,000 a week is a lot for a right back. When I've just argued down for Chifchi to go right, Chifchi's getting $6,000, and there's me considering splashing $6,000 on a right back. Okay, there's my offer again, who's still showing up. So these little scout meetings are quite handy. I quite like these where the scouts go, we've got these guys, what do you think? Let's have a bit of a chat. And then if they do seem to sort of match up with what I'm thinking, then we either get them in for trial or we scout them further before making a decision. And I don't think this Meyerhofer's a bad player. I think he's an option, to be honest. As I say, if Shad goes, and I don't particularly want to let Shad go, but if he goes, I think this guy's probably an option, to be honest. Philip Zerius, you're not really an option. 27 years old, sadly. Not a bad player. Wages, again, quite high. So, not really something we're going to look at, I'm afraid. Who's next? Who got next? 33-year-old? No. 18-year-old French Isaac Lihaji. Porto, Inter, Milan, PSG, Juventus, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Tottenham, Stuttgart. Right, yeah, you can come in on trial because, I mean, like, even if you just come for a visit, there must be something about this lad then if everyone in Europe's looking at him. He says he'll be one of the best players at the club. Yep, quite probably, mate. Quite probably. The standard you've got to overtake is not huge, but, like, fine, let's get you in and have a little look and see what's what. Jonathan Meyer looks alright, doesn't he? Potential to be a Bundesliga player as well. Left back, again, Nanzik isn't around anymore. He's gone back to his parent club, so we need to put a bit of pressure on Hercher to have another left back in the squad, and he seems as good as any, this Meyer guy. Average according to the scouts, but I think there's something maybe in there, possibly, so have a little look. Who's this? Marijan Kavar. Again, pretty decent. I'm not really in the market for midfielders, but scouts seem to think he's a bit of a talent, so let's have a look. We can maybe bring him in. His stats look pretty good, to be honest. His stats do look good, so we'll get a bit more info on him. And again, fortunately, 30-year-old goalkeepers. 30-year-old goalkeepers. 26-year-old forward, Havard Nielsen. Is he not? It's not jumping out at me, I'll be honest. He's not really pressing my buttons. And 6 goals in 30 games, nah, you're not the man to replace the Iceman. So, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So, never mind. Who's he got here? Sebastian Ernst. Again, you're probably going to be a bit outside of my price range, I think. Yeah, probably. No indication on fees and wages, but yeah, probably outside of my where we're looking to do business this year. So, as I say, I think that the key areas we're going to look at is obviously trying to strengthen defence. So we will make that deal Well, I say that deal. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. We will make an offer for Lucas May to hopefully bring him on loan. Because I do think him and Kraus would be, for this division, that would be pretty good, to be honest. If I can get him in, I'll be very happy indeed. And let's see what we've got here. And Vin's already getting a bit of interest, not interested in anything from us. So I said that it's going to cost too much, I think, to get him in. So might have to park that one, I think. Admit a little bit of defeat here, because he's on what? We're trying to lowball 6. I mean, I know you got to pay money for strikers, but again, 6, 7 grand, 8 grand for a striker that may or may not. Oh, hello. Oh, all right, okay, Isaac Liadji. Little Mr. All the Stars like a constellation. Right. This is quite interesting. What have we got now? So let's just have a quick chat. Now, I know you've just come through the door, right? But would you be interested in potentially staying? How much have you got on the car park? Right, 4.5 grand. Let's be cheeky. He's going to talk. This is interesting enough. £29 million release clause, £17.5 million relegation. That's gone green. Is he gonna? Have I just signed him? Has he just come in the door? We've basically went, hello Isaac Liadji, this is Kaiserslautern. Would you like to sign this contract here? And he's went, all right, yeah, that sounds cool. Have we just signed a player that has been courted by all the top teams in Europe without any challenge? Has he broke his leg or something? And we've not really looked at this. I mean, I'm almost ignoring the fact that Framberger, we're busy doing a chat with him and trying to get something happening here. But if we've signed this guy, if we've signed Eric Liadji within the first couple of weeks of the transfer window, I think that this is the most mental pre-season I think I'm ever going to have on Football Manager. And I'm delighted that we're recording it, because it means that we can go back to it and go, oh, do you remember that time that some sort of wonderkid signed in Bundesliga 2? And if this happens, as I say, if it happens, then this is really going to make next season very exciting. Because even if he's crap, we can just sell him and he'll make a load of money. But hopefully he's not going to be rubbish, and hopefully he'll do a job. But yeah, I don't want to get too carried away in case I've either misunderstood that we've signed him, or we've pressed the button and then all of a sudden in the background all the AI managers just went, right, well, we'll sign him and we're going to offer him 90 grand a week. But if we've done it, then I'm going to be quite happy with myself, to be honest. And I tend not to get quite happy this early on in pre-season, but it may happen. Florent Pick's going to get a nice little wage increase as well. We'll sign him up for 3 more years. So I've just told him in the meeting as well. I said we've got this new French lad possibly coming in. So that's helped that conversation go. Yeah, it looks like it's happened. Isaac Liadji is delighted to have agreed terms with us. He felt the chance of playing more time to be a considerable factor in his decision. The physio has said he doesn't have a broken leg. He's not dead. He can sign. £37,000 going to be deducted from the transfer budget. We have just signed a genuine wonderkid for a pittance. Absolutely nothing. Right, that's brilliant. So that's the transfer window is open. We've already got an outstanding signing in. I'm delighted. If you enjoyed this, I need to go and have a sit down and think about what we do next. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Do subscribe to the channel, because I've got a feeling this is going to start getting interesting. Any comments, any feedback, do leave those comments below. If you want to welcome him, it's #WelcomeIsaac. And just, wow, I think this is going to start going very, very interesting indeed. Videos are going to come out twice a week now, so that's going to be a Monday and a Friday. So as I say, do get subscribed, hit the notifications on, so those videos will drop straight in your inbox every week. And as I say, go enjoy your week and welcome Isaac.